I've received hundreds and hundreds of emails from women who applied the respect message to their sons and it blew them away. Mothers have said it was life-changing. Another said, my relationship with my son improved overnight. These things have put a smile on my son's face that I've never seen. Mothers love to love. It's within their nature to nurture. Mothers are always loving and hugging on their children and their boys in particular. But at age 4 and on, they begin to see the little boy now becoming less of that precious little baby. And they're still loving on him, but not all of the sons are responding in the same way as when he was 2 and 3. And so she begins to think, am I not doing this right? How should I approach my son? Well, we began to help mothers apply the respect message, and they began to write telling me what happened. And we unpack in this book all of the ways that you can apply what I call the respect message. There's respect talk, there are respect actions, it's the respect effect. We want you to look at this because we deal with the ages and stages, whether he's older, whether he's younger, and we explain to you how to do this. Your son has a need that you can meet. What we've come to as a culture is we've coached fathers on how to love their daughters, but we've not coached mothers on how to meet the need a boy has to feel respected for who he is. This is what the Mother-Son book is all about.
Personally, I think I would have been a better mother to sons had I applied this respect message early on. As mothers and grandmothers, women, it is never too early and never too late to begin applying this respect message. Boys are never too young and never too old. Trust me, I know.
Let me share a couple stories with you when Sarah and I were newlyweds.
Naj podelim z vami nekaj zgodb, ko sva bila s Saro še mladoporočenca.
We were going to college in Chicago, Illinois.
Takrat sva še hodila na univerzo v Chicagu v državi Illinois.
And being newlyweds, we decided to visit my mom and dad 3 hours south.
In ker sva bila še mladoporočenca, sva se nekega dne odločila, da obiščeva mojo mamo in očeta, ki sta živela 3 ure južneje dol od nas.
So we traveled there, and then that night I was about to go to bed.
Torej, tja sva potovala in tisti večer tik preden sem odšel spat.
And I wore contact lens.
Takrat sem še nosil kontaktne leče.
And I realized I didn't have my contact lens case.
In sem se spomnil, da sem pozabil svojo škatlico za kontaktne leče doma.
So I improvised.
Torej sem improviziral.
I got 2 juice glasses.
Vzel sem 2 mala kozarčka za sok.
I went into the bathroom, filled them both with water.
Šel v kopalnico in jo napolnil z vodo.
Took my one contact out and put it in the juice glass.
Vzel eno lečo ven, dal v en kozarček.
Took the other one out and put it in the juice glass.
Vzel drugo lečo ven, dal v drug kozarček.
And put both juice glasses on the back of the
In
toilet.
oba kozarčka sem dal na kotliček na WC-ju.
And went to bed.
In šel spat.
Got up in the morning.
Zjutraj sem stal.
Took one of the juice glasses, got the contact, put it in my eye.
Vzel kozarček s sokom, eno kontaktno lečo vzel, si jo nadel v oko.
Got the other juice glass.
Drug kozarček vzamem in
No contact.
ni leče.
It's nowhere.
Nikjer je ni.
So I go out.
Torej grem ven.
Sarah is talking to my mother and father.
Sara se pogovarja z mojo mamo in očetom.
I said, Sarah, did you use one of those juice glasses in the bathroom last night?
Sara, si ti mogoče v kopalnici uporabila enega izmed tistih kozarčkov?
No.
Ne.
Yes, I did.
Ja, sem.
I got up in the middle of the night and took a pill and used one of those juice glasses.
Po noči sem vstala, vzela tabletko in uporabila enega izmed teh kozarčkov.
She drank my contact.
Popila je mojo lečo.
She drank it.
Popila jo je.
And my dad told us how we could retrieve it.
Potem nam je oče modro povedal, kako jo lahko dobiva nazaj.
But I was not happy.
Ampak jaz nisem bil vesel.
I said, Sarah, how could you drink my contact?
Sara, kako si lahko popila mojo lečo?
She said, well, why would you put your contact in a juice glass in the bathroom?
Zakaj bi pa ti sploh dal lečo v kozarček in jo dal potem na stranišče?
Well, why would you drink out of a juice glass on the back of the
Zakaj pa
toilet?
ti sploh piješ iz takih kozarčkov iz WC-ja?
Went
back and forth.
In sva šla naprej in nazaj.
And at a certain point, her spirit deflated.
In na določeni točki je njej duh upadel.
It was like I knocked the wind out of her.
Kot da bi iztisnil v zrak iz nje.
We had an argument in front of my mother and father.
In takrat sva se prerekala v pričo moje mame in očeta.
But as a newlywed, I sensed that it was no longer about the contact lens.
Ampak že takrat kot mladoporočenec sem se zavedal, da se ne gre za kontaktno lečo.
There was something deeper going on in Sarah's heart.
Nekaj globjega se je odvijalo v Sarinem srcu.
As a newlywed, I realized I now had two problems.
In že kot mladoporočenec sem se zavedal, da imam sedaj dve težavi.
I didn't have the contact,
Nisem imel leče
and I knew she was going to want to talk to me later.
in vedel sem, da se bo Sara sedaj želela kasneje pogovarjati z mano.
But it raises this question.
Ampak to zastavlja vprašanje.
Why did Sarah's spirit deflate?
Zakaj je Sari duh upadel?
It was as though I stepped on her air hose.
Kot da bi stopil na njeno cev za zrak.
What was going on?
Kaj se je dogajalo?
I'll come back to that in a minute.
No, k temu se bom vrnil malce kasneje.
Fast forward 3 months later,
In če zdaj zavrtimo film 3 mesece naprej,
it's Christmas time.
sedaj je božični čas.
And again, we traveled from Chicago 3 hours south to my
In
hometown.
ponovno potujeva iz Chicaga 3 ure južneje.
And Sarah is a farm girl from Indiana.
In Sara izhaja iz kmetije iz Indijane.
Her dad farmed 2,000 acres of corn.
Oče je imel veliko kmetijo, kjer je prideloval koruzo.
But being a farm girl, she knows how to cook and sew.
In ker je izhajala iz kmetije, je znala upravljati vsa kmečka opravila. Znala je tudi kuhati in šivati.
And she made me a jean jacket.
In sešila mi je kavbojsko jakno.
I didn't know that she had made that jean jacket.
In jaz nisem vedel, da je to storila.
This was her last present, that special one.
To je bilo tisto zadnje darilo, ki je še čakalo prav njeno posebno.
So we'd open up all the presents.
Torej odpremo vsa darila
She hands me this last gift.
in mi podari to zadnje darilo.
I open it up.
Jaz ga odprem
It's a jean jacket.
in rečem, o, kavbojska
I put it
jakna.
on.
Si jo nadenem
I say, thank you.
in ji rečem, hvala.
She says, you don't like it.
In ona reče, ni ti všeč.
No, I do like it.
Rečem, ne, všeč mi je.
She says, you don't like it.
In reče, ne, ni ti všeč.
Sarah, I do like it.
Sara, ja, všeč mi je.
You don't like it, she said.
Ne, ni ti všeč, mi pravi.
Sarah, why are you saying that I don't like it?
Sara, zakaj praviš, da mi ni všeč?
Because in our family, she said, we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
Zato,
you,
ker
thank
v
you.
naši družini rečemo, hvala.
In our family, we say, thank you.
V naši družini pa rečemo, hvala.
But my spirit deflated.
Ampak takrat je meni duh upadel.
I became moody and pulled back.
Takrat sem se kar umaknil nazaj.
Why?
Zakaj?
It was as though she stepped on my air hose.
Bilo je tako, kot da bi stopila na mojo cev za zrak.
Just sucked the air right out of my
Kot da
heart.
bi stisnila v zrak iz mene.
What's going on when these things happen in a woman and a man?
Kaj se dogaja takrat, ko se te stvari zgodijo v moškemu ali ženski?
I'm going to suggest to you that there's one thing going on in her and one thing going on in him.
Predlagam vam, da se odvija ena stvar v njej in druga v njemu.
This is good news.
In to je dobra novica.
Because if we can figure out this one thing,
Ker če lahko razmišljamo samo o tej eni stvari,
we'll be okay.
potem bo vse v redu.
Now, I'm not asking you to accept what I'm saying right up front.
Ne, prosim vas, da sprejmete vse takoj na začetku, kar vam govorim.
Let's see if I can persuade you.
Ampak poglejmo, če vas lahko prepričam.
You don't have to buy my argument up front.
Seveda vam ni treba takoj sprejeti vseh mojih argumentov.
But if it's true, just one thing in him and one thing in her, this is very encouraging.
Če je res, da gre samo za eno stvar v njej in eno stvar v njemu, potem je to zelo ohrabrujoče.
Well, I need to qualify it.
No, in moram v bistvu to razjasniti.
There's one thing in her and one thing in him, but they're not the same.
Ena stvar je v njej in ena stvar je v njemu, pa te stvari nista isti.
You see, when she deflates as a female,
Ker ko njej kot ženski upade duh,
I as a man am thinking, oh, brother,
sem jaz kot moški takrat si mislim,
you're just
majadni,
overly sensitive.
preveč si občutljiva.
I can't believe this.
No, moram tega verjeti.
There's a tendency to see her as childish.
In je nagnjenost, da gledam na njo, kot da je otročja.
I can't imagine getting upset over what's upsetting her.
No, moram si niti predstavljati, da bi bil jaz razburjen na tem, kar ona
It's
njo
no big
razburja.
deal.
To sploh ni ena velika stvar.
And I have a tendency to pass judgment on her.
In imam potem nagnjenost, da jo obsojam.
But also I find something.
Ampak odkril sem še nekaj drugega.
She's actually holding me responsible for her reaction.
Ona pravzaprav drži mene odgovornega za njene reakcije.
She's actually offended by me.
Pravzaprav je užaljena nad menoj.
And I'm thinking, it's her issue, but she's blaming me.
Pa saj ima ona probleme, krivi pa mene.
I'm in disbelief.
In tega ne morem verjeti.
The other side of the equation.
Na drugi strani pa
Sarah sees me when my spirit deflates.
Sara vidi, kadar meni upade obraz oziroma moj duh.
Oh, brother.
Oj.
Another illustration of narcissism.
Še ena ilustracija narcisizma.
It's all about you.
Vse se gre sam zate.
Unbelievable.
To je neverjetno.
She could not imagine deflating over what just triggered me
Ona si
deflating.
niti ne predstavlja, da bi bila lahko prizadeta zaradi take stvari, kot je zdaj on prizadet.
She passes judgment on this.
In potem obsoja.
It's unbelievable.
To je neverjetno.
But then it's really upsetting to her because I act offended.
In potem je razburjena celo še nad tem, ker sem jaz zdaj užaljen.
I actually am blaming her for my reaction.
Pravzaprav jaz lahko krivim njo za moje reakcije.
Have you ever had an experience like
A
that?
ste že kdaj izkusili kaj takega?
Interesting, isn't it?
Zanimivo je to, ne?
So what's going on here?
Torej, kaj se tukaj dogaja?
I'm going to make the proposal. One thing's going on in her, one thing's going on in him, but they're not the same.
In predlagam, da ena stvar se dogaja v njej, ena v njemu, ampak to nista isti stvari.
This is why it makes it difficult.
In stvar je težavna zaradi tega.
Because the one thing in her, generally speaking, we as men can't really understand
Ker
fully.
to v bistvu, kar se dogaja v njej, mi kot moški zelo težko razumemo.
And the one thing going on in the male, the woman has a difficult time understanding this and empathizing.
To, kar se dogaja v moškemu, ima ženska težave, da razume in da sočustvuje s tem.
Sarah has a vulnerability where I don't.
Sara ima neko posebno ranljivost, ki je jaz nimam.
But I don't want to readily acknowledge that's a vulnerability. I see it as immaturity.
Jaz ne želim tega tako hitro priznati, kot da je to njena ranljivost, njena šibkost. Raje gledam na to, kot da je to njena nezrelost.
And Sarah sees me as immature, though I feel vulnerable at that moment.
In Sara vidi mene kot nezrelega, čeprav sem v tistem trenutku ranljiv.
But when a woman is hurting, she will eventually break down and cry.
Ampak ko je ženska prizadeta, takrat se ponavadi zlomi in joka.
When the man feels vulnerable, he gets angry and pulls away.
Je pa moški prizadet, pa se ponavadi zjezi, se zapre in umakne.
The culture of intimacy tends to favor the female.
In kultura intimnjenosti je nekako bolj nagnjena, bolj favorizira ženske.
See, when the man goes off by himself, he doesn't talk to other men because other men don't want to hear it. They have enough problems at
Ko
home.
moški odkoraka proč, ne se o tem ne želi pogovarjati, niti ne z drugimi moškimi, ker imajo vsi dovolj težav doma.
When she's hurt, she cries and goes on a talk show.
Ko je pa ona prizadeta, joka in gre potem na pogovorno oddajo.